Tom Cruise in Collateral is an animal. Now, of course, we all know Tom Cruise from the Mission Impossible movies, and recently I've seen Jerry Maguire, and I know his other side in movie making, right? So do you think you know everything about him? You've seen him in action, you've seen him in romance, and you sort of see the range that he provides as an actor. But then a few days ago, I watched this movie called Collateral after I saw a Jamie Foxx interview saying that he finally landed a role with Tom Cruise in this movie. And I was very interested to see what role that was and what the movie had to offer. And when I did watch this movie, oh boy, it was again something different. I thought there was two spectrums to acting, like one being the action, one being the romance, these two being in complete opposite scales in a two-dimensional platform. But then I realized acting is more than just a two-dimensional platform, it's three-dimensional, and there's ranges of various different calibers. Now initially when I saw this movie, I did not really know, I didn't have a perfect opinion on what to talk about, right? Like, how do I make this video about this movie that people have already seen years ago, and I'm watching it super late? And in YouTube, I've seen videos about the movie and what people thought about the movie, and it's very much in line to what I think. Now, what can I say that's different from other videos? Like, sure, people talk about how Tom Cruise was a stone man. He was completely a robot. He was nothing but a killing machine, programmed to not have feelings and being able to manipulate situations and human beings around him to get to his goal, right? And those are really interesting videos. You should check other videos out there. And but after a few days, which is why I didn't make a video on this movie, right? I watched it a couple of days ago. I could have made a video a long time ago, but I did not, because I did not have anything to say about the movie until today. It just recently got to me that I had some video suggestions about Collateral, and that's when I noticed the behind the scenes of this movie. And sure, people did say that Tom Cruise's shooting in this movie was very realistic, right? That it's something that you see, like as a casual viewer, if you see this and you're just gonna be like, oh, he's shooting something, or he just quickly snaps out a pistol and he double shots, like he kills two people in like a few seconds. But for us hardcore fans and enthusiasts, when we see a movie and when we see the efforts taken behind a single scene or a single 10-second clip, we really tend to appreciate that. And this is what happened to me when I saw the behind the scenes of this movie. Like, sure, Tom Cruise was amazing as an actor in this movie. He was convincing. Story and everything that was driving the plot was insane. But what we tend to not notice much is that some things that are amazing about a movie are never shown to us in the movie, but more behind the scenes of a movie. This will include Tom Cruise's gunplay for this movie. When you see behind the scenes of this movie, you see that he was practicing in fire ranges and actually shooting live ammos like multiple times. Now, I knew Tom Cruise was dedicated to doing his own stunts, and he gives in 120% of effort in all of his movies. But back in the day, to do a movie that's so early in his stunt era, I don't think he was in his stunt era back in the day. He wasn't hanging off of planes or buildings or helicopters back in the day. But to see him be this dedicated into wanting to perfect a simple gunfire is just, it's just unexplainable. Like, a man, because to any ordinary viewer, if you just pretend to shoot a gun, people will be like, oh, he's shooting a gun, right? You see John Wick, you've seen hundreds of action movies out there, and everybody shoots the gun in a similar way. But Tom Cruise took it a step further by using live ammo, not on people, of course, that would not be That would not really make him Tom Cruise. That would make him a killer. But yes, he was using live ammos in dummies and fire ranges to perfect his shooting technique, his body language, his maneuvering skills, his just, everything, to prepare for the recoil, to prepare for just the overall experience, right? He wanted to experience it in real. Like, sure, it's a movie and things are fake, but he actually did this thing in a real experience. Like, okay, fine, those two guys might not be actual thugs, but he did, like, I'm pretty sure he imagined some sort of scenario and he actually pulled out a gun and shot dummies. And I'm sure he had fun while doing that. It gave him a new perspective into shooting, and I'm sure he really appreciates people who have to use guns and the hard work that it takes, the skills that it requires to master such a dangerous craftsmanship. Weapons are not to be toyed with, and seeing behind the scenes like this of actors going through real training to just shoot a pistol is just... Because sometimes we tend to forget how dangerous or how realistic a pistol shooting is, because we never really experience this, and we see first-person games and similar just movies and games and what else, any other kind of sports, and we think it's easy, people can do it, but it's still the skills, the training, the experience that is missing in our brains, and we tend to not give it the value. And Collateral was the movie that helped me understand how this tiniest things require the most amount of skills and training, and it blew my mind. Like, sure, the movie was great and everything was good, but for me, I couldn't pinpoint anything to talk about the movie that hasn't already been said until I realized this live ammo shooting, which was very interesting to me, at least.